afternoon, guys. Today we're going to talk about advanced fiber. So to start the lesson, what are your guys' hobby? Does anybody does some biking here? Biking? Alright, we have one doing biking. So you have first biking. Anybody doing some snowboard, ski, baseball?
Yeah, ski.
Ski? Alright. That's good. So we have two. See. Nothing else?
And
Which one?
no,
Soccer, baseball. Badminton? Alright, that works too. Badminton. Alright, so in all the hobby that you just cite, for biking for example, the first one, when you bike, you're using your bike, and your bike is usually was made of aluminum. So most of the initial bike were made of aluminum. So we have aluminum for bike. For the ski, for example, you do have fiberglass, which is a kind of wood. So you have wood. And for the badminton, which is really close from tennis, you also have fiberglass. So we plus fiberglass here. So now, the question is people have been doing the sport for a really long time, since it's been invented, and they're thinking, is there a way I could improve the performance? Is there a way we could actually bike faster, do it better, without modifying anything critical about the sport? Which means to improve the performance of a professional biker or a professional piste, you have to actually have some better material. And that sent us to the topic of the day, which is advanced fiber. People use advanced fiber for three reasons. The first reason will be improve your performance. The second reason for using advanced fiber will be to have a lighter material. And the third reason why people do that is actually because it's just actually really cool. You can actually modify the shape of the bike. You can instead of having a regular bike in the old 60s, you can have a new generation of bike with an interesting shape and everything. So it gives you a freedom of design. So those are the main reasons why people use advanced fiber lately. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to start by picking advanced fiber one by one, and then define their mechanical property, their chemical property, and see how they're better than the initial material. So if we think about the first one, biking. People used to use aluminum. Why? Because aluminum is stiff. You know what I mean by stiff?
Yeah.
Which means that it's not going to break easily. And compared to steel, for example, steel is stiffer than aluminum, but it's so heavy that if you have a bike made of steel, you're going to go so slow and you have to take so much energy to bike it. So people decided to replace the aluminum rods in the frame of the bike by some carbon fiber rods. So really bad at drawing, but I'll try and do it right. So you have the bike like that, with the wheel, the main rod, another wheel, sub rod, that thing, and the seat. Let's just imagine that's a bike. Alright, so if you replace your aluminum part here in this section and this section, instead of having like an aluminum rod, you can replace that by using a carbon fiber rod. Anybody familiar with carbon fiber? Yes?
I know the word.
Good. Do you have any application? Do you know why people, pardon me? Good. Do you have like any, do you know any application of carbon fiber lately?
I think it's some kind of materials of the plant, right? Plant use carbon fiber.
Yes, they lately.
Because that's light.
Exactly. Lately, people use carbon fiber to like make the airplanes. Like for example, Boeing.
Yeah.
Their brand new Dreamliner, the 787, which is supposedly coming in a couple of years. The structure of the plane is made of 70% of carbon fiber. And the reason why they do that is because of the same reason people use carbon fiber for the backing. Because if you replace like aluminum or steel by like a material which is lighter and stiffer, you actually gain property. And by doing that for the plane, for example, if your plane is lighter but still as stiff, then you can fly for a longer distance by using less fuel. So you actually save energy and you can carry more people and be more efficient. So you actually it's like a green product and it's good for the environment. So people have been thinking the same for biking. Not because it's going to be more green, but if you have like a lighter bike and as steep as the previous one, people can go faster and get better performance. And a good example of that is that if you look at the result of the previous race lately, results improved, which means that if people were taking like 2 minutes before to like make a lap in a race, now with this new generation of bike, for example, they only take like 1 minute 45 seconds. And nothing changed between the guy that used that before and now. The only difference is the carbon fiber and the change of material of the bike. So that's the summary of the first part, which is how to improve performance using advanced fiber and the example of the carbon fiber rod. Now, I'll go for the ski example, for example. Which one was the one doing ski? Ski?
Yeah.
Alright. Do you know what material are your ski made of?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
It's probably wood and fiberglass.
Okay.
That's my guess. So here is the first part. And we'll go to now to which will mean using advanced fiber to get for the ski you'll have both the lighter of material and the freedom of design. So you have a ski. The regular ski will be like people used to have like a standard shape for the ski, which means that all the ski had to be like made of like they were made using the same design, which means that they're all had like the same shape, which means like a shape like that, I would say. So you have one, and then you have the second ski. And your ski needs to be, once again, stiff enough so you can hold to it. And when you're putting all your weight on it, you don't want the ski to like bend in this direction. So there is like something which is a design criteria when you make a ski, for example, which means that you need a minimum length here, which is the length, and a minimum width. You need to be in a certain range when you do this ratio, which is length over width. You need to be into a certain range to meet the criteria of the regular ski. Because if you have a ski which is like too long and not width enough, it's going to like fail, which means it will either like break like that when you do it, or it will bend, and people don't want to do that. So, in order to like improve this ratio and change the shape of the ski, because people want actually to modify that, we decided to use advanced fiber products.
I mean, time is out.
Alright. Thank you.